There is one person left alive who watched Greenwood burn. Leslie Benningfield Randall has outlived the men who fired the rifles and the officials who deputized mobs. What she has not outlived is the paperwork. The clause that denied her neighbors their claims in 1921 still sits unchanged in spirit and nearly unchanged in language in insurance policies across the United States. The fire has cooled. The ink has not. Lula Williams opened a confectionery on Greenwood Avenue in 1909 with money she'd saved teaching school. By 1914, she'd built the Dreamland Theater. 750 seats, velvet curtains, lights spilling across faces gathered in the dark. It was one of the largest black-owned theaters in the country. She placed the deed in her own name. She expanded into other cities. She bought insurance. She did what this country insists is the formula. Work, save, build, insure. Protect what you have made. On the night of May 31st, 1921, the Dreamland was mid-screening when the projectionist cut the film and flooded the room with light. Outside, the sky had already changed color. By morning, the theater was ash. Lula filed claims with 3 insurance companies, $79,000 in losses, the equivalent of $1.2 million today. All 3 denied her. She sued. After 18 months, 2 companies returned $560 in premiums. They gave her back the price of the paper. The clause says insurers are not liable for loss caused by invasion, insurrection, riot, civil war, or military power. These are words meant to describe nations at war or armies crossing borders and governments falling. Greenwood was not invaded by a foreign power. It was dismantled by its own police force. 1,400 claims, $4 million in losses. A single payout was issued to a white shop owner whose gun had been taken from his store. The trick was the word. The newspapers printed Riot. The police said Riot. The state adopted Riot. Once the event had a name, the clause activated. No investigation needed. For nearly 80 years, Oklahoma refused to call what happened a massacre. Language did what the flames could not, and sealed the loss into policy. The massacre lasted 2 days. The paperwork finished what the mob started, and unlike the mob, it never went home. Viola Fletcher testified before Congress at 107 years old. She said she still saw the fires. In 2024, the Oklahoma Supreme Court dismissed the survivors' lawsuit. In November, Fletcher died at 111. She never received compensation. Leslie Randall remains the only living survivor. In June, Tulsa's first black mayor announced a $105 million trust for descendants. There are deadlines and conditions, no direct payments. The city has yet to write a check. The clause that denied Lula Williams' claim in 1921 is not a relic. It's a boilerplate. Lula Williams built a theater. She placed it in her own name. She insured it. She did everything this country says one must do to be secure. And when it burned, the country handed her back $566 and told her the loss was hers to carry. The building is gone. The clause that denied her is not. It sits in contracts most of us never read, in language that has not changed, waiting for the next fire it will not cover. That's the part they leave out.